Taurus, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late March 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Taurus collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for Taurus, gang? In late March, we are in Aries season, getting very close to your birthday. What energies, messages, insights can we take a peek at here for Taurus? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Taurus. In late March, what's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get a card out here nice and quick for you, hopefully. There we go. Ask and you shall receive. Whoa, okay. This could be a good thing. You have Lady Luck showing up, and I always say she is probably the rarest card in this deck. I mean, I know mathematically they all have the same chance, but I don't see her often. You know, and I do every zodiac sign at least once a week, and Lady Luck isn't always here, so her coming out is a big deal. This is very similar to the Wheel of Fortune, so that's a good start. Even if we have a choppy reading to come, Lady Luck is like, all right, cool, everything's going to be okay. Before we fully dive into that, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a little bit more about beautiful Lady Luck here. So you see her, she's standing there, she has all the playing cards, she's in front of a little slot machine, there's poker cards and shamrocks and four-leaf clovers, all the different symbolism of either trying your luck or being lucky. Always reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, sure, it could be karmic cycles, it could represent change, but to me this is a card of expansion and luck being on your side. So again, if you're going through a tough time, there might be a drastic shift coming, or at the very least luck is on your side. I want to test your luck with certain things too, so maybe you're going to be a little more daring than you normally are. You might be a little more spontaneous than you usually are when this card shows up. And listen, I'm an Aries. My sun sign is Aries, so I'm cool with trying your luck from time to time, but just don't overdo it when this energy shows up. It's like, yeah, try your luck, but don't push it too far. But this could be really good for outcomes in various situations. So I love that she's here, but we're going to see if this theme continues throughout the whole entire reading. So let's just let her chill over there. We're going to get into tarot now. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Taurus. What's happening? And yeah, while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled The End of a Chapter. And something that I was picking up for a lot of Tauruses is that there could be certain situations that are culminating. They're either coming to a conclusion or getting close to expanding as far as they're gonna. For some of you, you might be experiencing a lot of change and metamorphosis, but to me, it felt like a chapter could be closing, yet a new one opening. So that felt okay. It just felt powerful, if that makes sense, which is not always the most comfortable energy to deal with. So just know that could linger for a couple weeks, but we're going to see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibes or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards here for Taurus in late March. What's the vibe here? Thank you. Okay, yeah, one of your power cards. So, I mean, we're starting okay. We got the Knight of Pentacles in position number 1. That's good for a variety of reasons in a Taurus reading, but we're going to get him tucked in right there by the amethyst. Let's get a couple more out here. What do we got here for Taurus, please? Okay. Deck is being a little specific now. I like that, though. Okay, 8 of Pentacles. So the comfort element is showing up here, too. Maybe it's going to be like the other Earth signs. For all the Earth signs, I've been seeing a positive swing in the energy, and I'm initially feeling that. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Let's get one more. Thank you. Okay, Ace of Swords. There's a lot of communication showing up in your spread this week, aside from the obvious, what I was already stating. But the Ace of Swords, Sword of Truth, that's never a bad thing. Now, let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, we are picking up a couple of themes and archetypes here. Now, I always look at the elements first because it tells me how the energy is moving, where it might be most prevalent for you in this time. And the fact that we had Lady Luck, and now we have a lot of Pentacle energy, That looks really good for money and business initially. That's what I'm saying. Now, this is your comfort element, especially with the Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. It's not moving too fast, not moving too slow. It's like, yeah, no, I'm comfortable here. This is like a comfort zone. So I think it's pretty good. It could represent any material aspect of life. So whether it is business, whether it is work, whether it is family, moving to the back end, yeah, there is that air with the Ace of Swords, which is the logic, the mindset, and also the fact that the Knight of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords, they could both be about communicating, speaking. So it's like we have a variety of different things at play this week. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. But position number one, we're starting with one of your power cards. And I always say the core cards, they're not gender specific, but the first sign that always comes to my mind, like, yeah, I do think all earth signs like Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, but I always think Taurus first for some reason when I see the Knight of Pentacles. Now, all knights are about action. All knights are about movement. So this one is slow and steady. It's the slowest moving knight. It's not very fast. The positives of it, it could be very detail oriented, very particular, and just moving at its own pace. So I do like it for that. In its challenge, it could be something that's not quite moving the way you'd like it to move, or it could be something that's moving a little too slow, or something that feels a little stuck. So we're going to have to see. But again, it takes on a different complexion in a Taurus reading because it's a power card for a lot of you. So I feel like it can be great. It could just be showing us something that's coming towards you or a way you might be feeling. And it's always important to remember that with all knights, they're messengers. Even this one, notice he's holding that pentacle. It's like he's delivering it. So we could see communicating, we could see messages, we could see talks, especially with what we have here on the back end as well. There is a lot of communicating for one reason or another. So I think the Knight of Pentacles feels okay to me in this sense. Now, if this was like an Aries reading or a fire sign reading, I'd be like, oh, okay, the Knight of Pentacles might be moving a little too slow, but I don't think it's bad here. Moving to the center, we have the Eight of Pentacles. I like this for a variety of reasons as well. And we see this individual, they're right there at a workbench. Again, very detailed, very meticulous, very particular. So with whatever situations you're dealing with, whether it's relationships or work, it is important to be very meticulous and detail oriented about it for one reason or another. So if you have a certain routine or a certain way of doing things, these energies reinforce that as a positive for one reason or another. Now, the Eight of Pentacles could literally just speak about money situations and career, but this could link into relationships as well. It's putting effort into something. So am I going to do what needs to be done in a connection? Do I want to put energy into this? Do I not want to put energy into it? Am I doing too much? Am I doing too little? That's a big thing, especially when we're talking about connections with this card. This card can also represent mending things, fixing things. So this can be good for problem solving. So initially this looks good. Now, a big downside with the Eight of Pentacles is it's a card that can burn itself out. Sometimes it could do a little too much. It could be trying to fix something that can't be fixed, or it could just be putting in way too much energy into something. So we're going to put them right there. It could be simple, it could be complex. It all really depends. Now, moving to the back end, we have the Sword of Truth. Always a welcome sight in any reading. All aces are awesome to me. So when I see the Ace of Swords, this could be an offer of some kind, whether an emotional one, a verbal one, a monetary one, like any sort of offer or opportunity. It could be on the table with the aces. These are great cards for new. So whether they're new opportunities, new topics, new things, like there's a nice new road opening when this card is here. Now, the Ace of Swords is very straightforward. It's very serious. It's very stern. Okay, like there's no BS with this card. It's called the Sword of Truth for a reason. Okay, so whether it's a very honest communication style, in some senses, this card could represent cutting certain things out. So whether you're trying to fix certain habits, fix certain behaviors, thinking patterns, like the Ace of Swords could sometimes trim things away, but it is a card of talking back and forth. So it's like we have one that's moving real quick with the Ace of Swords, very to the point, very direct, and this one's a little slower for one reason or another, being a little more deliberate. So there's a lot of communication here. I want to dive deeper on all of it, though. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for Taurus? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message. Means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Knight of Pentacles. What is happening? Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Taurus, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Knight of Pentacles. What's happening? What is going on? Thank you. Chariot. Whoa. Okay, that's a switch up. That's a change in speed and a change in direction really, really quick. So all that stuff I was speaking about, comfort zone, all right, I guess it depends on how we look at this. The Chariot is probably the fastest card in the whole entire deck. So it's like we go from one of the slowest, most particular, to the fastest. Now, for some Tauruses, this could be great. There's like unending determination here when we combine these two cards. It's like, I will get this done one way or another. Nothing's going to throw me off track. This energy, it's going in a direction, and it's either going or coming or going, coming or going, and nothing's going to get in its way. So if there is something in you right now that's lighting a fire, whether it's going on a trip, going to do this, opening a business, anything that lights a fire within you right now, this could be Spirit giving you the green light saying, go ahead, Taurus, do your thing, make it happen. You don't have to go super slow here. But with the Chariot, this could be a Cancer you're connected to, a Cancerian. It could connect to travel, it could connect to distance, of course, but it's very powerful, very intense. So when we go from this Knight of Pentacles into the Chariot, this is like a very fast change, like an unexpected change or switch of some sort. So I'm not sure if that's within you. And remember, that could be feelings and emotion. It could be like a change of heart. It could be a change in a situation where it's like, that was slow, that was calm, but now it's super intense. Like it goes from slow to fast, 0 to 100, super, super quick with what I'm seeing here. Hopefully it's for the best. I'm going to see as we move through the reading, like, is this positive though? Is this energy a positive? But yeah, when I see the Knight of Pentacles in the Chariot, it's either something that picks up steam super quick, or again, it's like an unexpected, surprising change on a dime. Like it does a whole 180. That's the vibe. Like they're totally, totally opposite. So let's keep moving. And again, there's that real good energy about anything that lights a fire within you. So the Spirit's giving you the green light. But aside from that, I see the energy changing on a dime. So let's keep moving. Let's see what the Eight of Pentacles has. Hopefully it's for the best. I mean, just know that you can affect change as well. Very important to keep that in mind. If you don't like how something's going, you can change direction. Okay, don't feel like you're locked in, because that's another thing. This could be a change of direction or a change of methods. Feel like it's nice. But let's see what the Eight of Pentacles has for you. Why is the Eight of Pentacles here for Taurus? Good. Four of Wands, cool. Okay, and it won't throw you off track. I mean, a change is a change, but I don't feel like really throwing you off track in the big picture, which is really good. Now, the Four of Wands is the 11-11 card, especially under the Eight of Pentacles. It's very sturdy, very stable. This could speak about home or living situations. So for a lot of Tauruses, that could be in the forefront of your mind, whether it's doing certain things with your current home or thinking about moving. Like there could be something here connected to living situation that I'm picking up here. And it's like we have work balance and life balance. So there could be some balancing needed in that area. Whether are you spending a little too much time at work, spending a little too much time at home, there might need to be a little balance brought into that. But the Four of Wands is the 11-11 card. Beautiful. Often this card shows up when we're receiving tons of number signs, synchronicities, communication from Spirit. So listen, you may be busy. You may have a lot on your mind. You may have a lot on your plate with this Eight of Pentacles in the center. But take the time to look around and look for the signs and see where Spirit's trying to guide you. Everyone can do it. Anyone can do it. You just need to notice, because Spirit could be sending you tons of communication and omens. You just need to have eyes to see it, right? So you may be very busy, but just pay attention to patterns as well. That's very important. But again, I feel this is good. With the Eight of Pentacles, Four of Wands, it's like, no, this is going in a good direction. You're doing the right thing. And even if there is a change of direction, a change of feeling, a change of heart, whatever it might be that goes from 0 to 100 real quick, I feel like in the long term, the energy feels calm and serene. So it's like, yeah, well, in the short term, the energy might be a little wacky, but in the long term, we're looking good. Let's keep moving over to the Ace of Swords. We'll see what's up with that, and then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So I do like this. I would say overall, the energy feels good to me. Even if we did have a challenging card here on the back end, I feel like the energy's moving in a nice direction. So let's see. Why is the Ace of Swords here for Taurus? Why is the Ace of Swords here, please? Thank you. Ten of Swords. Okay. All right. So this could be that end of a chapter we were seeing last week. Okay. Ten of Swords is a card of endings, and interestingly enough, we have the very first card of the suit, the Ace of Swords, and we have the last card of the suit. This is a whole journey in two cards alone. There's a lot of swords that are in between those two, right? Now, the Ten of Swords in the upright is rough, and when I see it underneath the Ace of Swords for some Tauruses, there could be something that you need to cut out of your life right now. And listen, no judgment here. I'm not telling you what that has to be. That's all for you to decide and do your inner work. But when I see the Ace of Swords, I can cut things away, and I see the Ten of Swords, it's like, all right, well, there might be something that needs to get trimmed out. So again, whether it's a behavior, whether it's a thought pattern, whether it's a person, whether it's a situation, it's like, if it's not serving you, if it's causing you pain or discomfort, then you know what you need to do. That's the energy I'm picking up, because this is an energy of an ending here on the back end, or cutting something away. The energy can be a little harsh. So it's like, we do have really good positive potential here in the front, but this energy is still harsh, and that's the balance of life, right? Everyone goes through good times, everyone goes through rough. There's good, there's bad, there's dark, there's light, there's stop, there's go. It's all about the ebbs and flows, and we are kind of seeing that here. I wouldn't get too nervous about the Ten of Swords, especially as the back card, especially with what we saw last week with the chapter ending. I feel like it just fits the theme for a lot of Tauruses. You might just be experiencing certain chapters closing, and that's okay. It's natural for one reason or another. Doesn't feel easy, but I don't feel like it throws off the whole entire journey. Let's go through and do a quick recap. I don't feel like it's a warning, believe it or not, I don't. But let's go through and do a recap, then we'll get into the shadow card. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the Knight of Pentacles with the Chariot. Completely opposite energy. Like I said, this would be an unexpected change or a surprising change, just something that changes on a dime and does a 180 real quick. So whether it's your feelings, whether it's a situation, I don't feel like it throws you off track in the long term, but it might be a little chaotic and could be very possible in the short term. Moving to the center, we have the Eight of Pentacles with the Four of Wands. Keep your eyes out for the signs and synchronicities from Spirit that might be trying to communicate with you, even through very subtle ways and subtle means. For some of you, you might need to balance the work and home balance, like how much effort you're putting into things, how much time you're at home. Like, just there needs to be a balance there for one reason or another. But I also feel like this is a win-based, victory-based type of energy too. Great stuff around like real estate and home situations. Now, moving to the back end, we have the Ace of Swords with the Ten of Swords. This is a whole journey right here, like I mentioned. The first card, the last card, aside from the core cards. When I see those two together, there could be something where you probably already know, whether it's a behavior or a thought process. It's like, all right, this isn't serving me for whatever reason, or this isn't healthy for me. So you do with that what you will. Again, no judgment here. I'll never judge. But when I see the Ace of Swords, Ten of Swords, it's either some sort of pain that you're experiencing or something that kind of needs to get trimmed out. Okay, so if it's not serving you, trim it away. Yeah, please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be good too. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check channel memberships. I'll put a link in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out. What we got here for Taurus? Thank you. The Star. So this is really good. This is really nice, and this is long-term energy, and I saw this for, I think, at least one other earth sign this week. The Star is happiness in the long run, and I want to bring your attention back to what we saw in the very beginning. Remember, we had Lady Luck. This card has a lot of similarities to Lady Luck. Now, if you're connected to an Aquarius, this could be them showing up, but when I see the Star, I think of a light at the end of the tunnel. If you're going through a difficult time right now, try your best to stay optimistic, even if it's not easy. Life is all about the ebbs and flows, the stops and goes. So it's important to try to keep an optimistic mindset when this shows up in the shadows. This is also very reassuring. Again, this is a card of wish fulfillment telling us everything's going to be okay. Everything will work out the way it needs to work out. The only challenge I see with the Star card is if you are getting yourself, or if you're in a place, I'm not saying you're getting yourself there, but if you're in a place of hopelessness or feeling like you're at a dead end of some sort, make sure you reach out to somebody if you're having feelings like that. But I feel like an optimistic mindset would be very beneficial for you. So Taurus, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The March subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me and get a little glimpse into whatever situations you're dealing with, you can check out my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The March schedule is up and live, but for the March subscriber surprise, giving away 3 copies of one of my most favorite decks, the Everyday Witches Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, and second, let me know down in the comments, where in this beautiful big world are you from? I'll go first. I'm from New Jersey, and you could just put it down in the comments and you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll talk to you soon.